Hello, happy Wednesday, happy new moon in Pisces. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. Sorry it's so dark in here. My cats broke my blinds, so I cannot open them anymore. With that being said, um, it's going to cost me like 30-40 bucks a piece to fix. Oh, hi, Leslie. How are you? It's great to see you too, hon. So I do apologize if it seems dark. I opened all the blinds as much as I could without turning it to open them. And I have the little light on here. Once I start pulling oracles, I'm going to turn that light off because it's going to leave a real nasty glare. So just wanted to let you know that. So let's get right to it. It was going to come on here last night, but my husband was DJing, so I couldn't get on the computer. So I figured, well, the new moon isn't going into effect till late tonight for a lot of people. And for people across the pond and overseas, it will happen tomorrow for them. So I'm going to bring you up the new moon forecast for my Patreons for the free members, and that's always what I read from. So usually I try and get this out a little earlier, but the recordings I cannot because there's two people using the same computer. So anyway, let's get right to it. I hope everyone's doing well. Like if you're feeling a little lethargic, go check out my energy forecast for March. It will explain why you're feeling lethargic. We have a little square. It's in benevolent planet, so it's okay. But if you're feeling a little out of sorts today, that would be why. Maybe a little too much partying on St. Patrick's Day. Who knows? And getting right to it, I should have had my glasses cleaned before we started, but it is what it is. All right. I'm going to turn this off for now because I don't really like reading with that on. It just gives me a nasty glare. Okay, I know it's a little darker, but it is what it is. So we do have this beautiful mystical new moon today and tomorrow. It's going to happen at about 9:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So 6:23 on the West Coast, and then across the pond, I would say, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, something like that. Now, this moon's energy is really, it's all about the deep subconscious mind and thoughts. It's dreams, it's intuition, it's the liminal spaces, it's psychic self, new beginnings, it's music, the arts, it's healthy starts, spiritual endeavors, and the release of bad habits. Remember, there's 3 energies in the zodiac that are great for breaking bad habits. Obviously, a new moon in Pisces is one of them. A full moon in Virgo is another one, and a full moon in Aquarius, great for breaking bad habits. We're going to all have this little touch of intuitiveness in all of us with this moon, so be prepared. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. And this will be all about tapping into the dream time of lucid sleep and astral projection, or even like remote viewing. All psychics, tarot readers, mediums, clairvoyants, and astrologers will all be dialed into this highly intuitive power, and I am very much dialed in. I took time this morning to go outside. We're having a bit of a heat wave, which is a little rare for northern Arizona. I know it's cooking in Phoenix, but not so much here. But I went out and did about an hour of meditation this morning. And meditation and a Pisces energy really can trigger some things in a positive way. So get out there and do your yoga, your meditation, your power walks, whatever gets you mentally stable, do it. Now, this moon isn't just about new beginnings. It's about the cosmic reset on an internal level. Remember when we had the solar eclipse in Aquarius a few weeks ago, almost a month ago now? And everyone kept calling it the cosmic reset. It's the cosmic reset, which it was, and it is. This is more of an internal cosmic reset. This is your personal cosmic reset on a so it's all about removing old emotional baggages, spiritual and religious fears. It's releasing fears and phobias and really tossing them to the curb. This is a time of new awareness and spiritual liberation. And I don't think I put this in the newsletter, so I'm going to say it here. I didn't even do this for Patreon. So um, this new moon is at like a 28-degree, 29-degree. I've lost my moon book in the process of putting winter stuff away and pulling out the summer. I have misplaced my Bible, as I call it. My moon book is gone and it's MIA, and I'm feeling a little lost without it. Luckily, I have an ephemeris on my phone, so I can always get dialed in that way. But we are going into a new cycle for ourselves personally. So just be prepared for that. But it is also a time of like spiritual awareness. We're liberating ourselves from the old structures, the old viewpoints. Remember, Pisces is very religious. It's not an accident that, you've got the two fishes. That's a subconscious thing that was created by Christianity. This is where we release all of it and let it go. Um, our creativity is going to be off the charts as well. So you also want to go with your gut, releasing those heavy emotions and making sure that you read all the fine print because, first of all, we're Mercury retrograde in Pisces. This can blur your vision between what is real and what isn't. And I know in modern astrology it's done on the 20th, but no, it's done 10 days later on the 30th. It is officially done in Babylonian and Nostradamus astrology. It's done. So you might want to wait till then to sign any major contracts. But if you have to sign stuff, just read the fine print. Read, reread, and reread again, especially if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart or a lot of energy going through your third house of mental clarity or your 12th house of the deep subconscious. So just be aware of that. All right, now where was I? Logic isn't going to be our stronghold right now. That's why I said go with the gut. Now, remember, this is one of the most empathic and compassionate signs in the zodiac. Pisces is a very, very compassionate sign. Sometimes they have a tendency to get used and abused because of that compassion and kindness. That means we all must be a little kinder, not just to ourselves, but to others as well. We don't know someone's story. We don't know what they've lived through. So just a little kindness, little compassion goes a long way. And that's every day, not just these next 2 weeks. Every day should be like this. Now, this new moon will also bring a short square to the 8th on the 18th between Venus and Jupiter. Those are the two planets benefic. So there is a short square happening today, and it may make many of us feel a little lazy, a little self-indulgent. And that's okay. If you have the opportunity to disconnect from the world and watch a movie, make some popcorn, eat some fatty fried foods that make you happy, then do so. Just do it within moderation. Um, However, the sun sextiles Uranus today as well, a little later in the day, making things go a little smoother. Now, between March 21st and the 26th, there's this, you hear modern astrologers call it the Grand Trine conjunction, and there's a lot of energy here. This brings between March 21st and the 26th, brings a trine, brings 3 conjunctions and a sextile. All these aspects can bring lots of enthusiasm, hard work, and self-discipline that is rewarded with opportunities later on. So this is like setting the foundations and building something. Like I said, this energy is at a 28 degree, 29 degrees. So it's in a critical degree. And when it's in a very end of its degree and it's critical, it's really about abolishing the old and bringing in the new. And it's going to be at 0 degrees in Aries in just a few hours from now. So for me, this is going to happen around 6:30 this evening, and probably 10, 11 o'clock at night, it's moved into Aries, where it is about taking action and things like that, making your move. Now, all these aspects are going to bring a lot of enthusiasm and hard work. I already said that. The negative side is going to be where souls who bring self-deception to themselves and others. So you do, anytime we have the stars and we're talking about the stars, there's always a negative and a positive. So you will see there certain people will think that they're divinely guided when in reality they're just incredibly misled. You know, it does create self-deception. So just be aware of that. Now, March 30th brings Mercury officially direct and Venus enters Taurus, and this is dignified, meaning it's in its governing sign. And it will be all about the water signs that feel this moon's energy the strongest. But it's also those born with the sun, the moon, the ascendant, and the dragon's head or tail in Pisces. Of course, you feel it. And the mutable signs, you can feel it too. Now, for my magical folk, that is a paid thing, but I will say this: if you are a Pisces or you have a dragon's head in Pisces, today is definitely, and tomorrow is like a second birthday wish. So if you are in the magical realm, a practitioner, this would be a perfect time to light those candles and create your own personal spell work for a better year ahead. Like I said, this is like a reset. So Dragon's Head in Pisces and Sun in Pisces, this is a good time to manifest, take action on the things you want. You can't sit there and say, I want a new job without looking for a new job. It's not going to come to you. You got to put in the work, but a lot of things can happen. So take the up, grab this energy. I would wait till it's officially new though. So 6:30 for California and the Southwest, and 9:30 or so for the East Coast. Make it happen. Now, Venus enters Taurus on the same day, like we said, and this is dignified. So Taurus is sophisticated. It's pleasure seeking and beautiful. Souls born with this placement will, my glasses are messed up, will love with all their heart instead of their head. So this energy, you think with your heart, not your head. Now, these souls regenerate with good food, good music, candlelight. I don't know one Taurus soul, or especially someone born with a Venus in Taurus, that doesn't like candles. And romantic atmospheres are how this sign will regenerate. Now, this is a very beautiful placement with a lot of depth of emotion. The downfall to this placement can be incredible possessiveness, jealousy, and not being able to let go of things. That can pertain to all your fixed counterparts, not just Taurus. That's Scorpio, that's Aquarius, and that's Leo. But Taurus is at the top there where they can't seem to let go of things. And so sometimes that can get you in trouble. Just be aware of that. All right, so since this new moon is in Pisces, I am going to give Pisces forecast. So, Pisces, we need to talk, okay? This new moon this is the decade of moons for you. As I put it, this is the new moon of the decade for you, Pisces. This is a double birthday wish because the universal dragon's head is stationed in Pisces too. You're receiving this moon right on your first house. This is new beginnings, new appearances, self and soul's purpose. This is first impressions and, of course, your attitude. Plus, the sun sextiling Uranus in Taurus, Sun's in Pisces, making your first house and your third house activated with intuition and even original thought. So you could even get your creative juices flowing and start writing or doing poetry. If you're a musician, holy crap, some incredible lyrics can be made in this energy. Okay. Um, you must make the most of this energy because anything you put your time and energy into, Pisces, will flourish and your goals will definitely be reached. Excuse me. I'm going to get a little water. Now, there are a lot of planets transiting in Pisces besides the new moon. And a trine on the 21st between Mars and Jupiter will bring like a burst of energy compared to the lethargic and dreamy new moon. And this new moon is not about, what's the word? We don't have, like right now, a lot of our energy levels are low because it's waning and we're in Pisces. Now, later tonight, it moves into Aries. So if you're wondering why you can't sleep tonight, could be that new moon. Sometimes when it goes into Aries, depending on where it is in your chart, it can kind of make you a little antsy. So just be aware of that. But for the first, several hours here, it's a little lethargic, and that's that energy going through. Let's see. That energy is going through your first house of self and your 12th house of dreams. So intellect, self-discipline, and deep intuition and achievement can be yours, Pisces. You make it happen. Okay, make it happen. And in a few days, we go into Aries season. So we're on the final cusp here of the Pisces season before we officially turn the wheel, excuse me, and it becomes spring or fall if you're on the southern hemisphere. Now, this moon may be new, but these next few weeks may bring some, flooding issues, water issues, and events. Of course, oil and gas. We all know this already. More Middle East drama and escapism. I added escapism in here because I was doing some research. I'm like prepping for I'm like halfway through writing, if not more, the next predictions, and they're already happening. The Aquarius dragon coming is a faster moving dragon. Pisces Neptune's a little slower, even though they're outer planets. The Uranic energy is coming through where things are happening faster, quicker, and more shocking. So things are there's predictions that are coming that are already beginning to unfold, and what are we in, March? We have 4 more months of a Pisces dragon before it shifts. I believe it's March 26th or 27th, 2026. I will double check. So just, you want to be aware of this. Something fated for the world at large, but especially the United States, comes around the 26th. And it could bring more war news as moonic phases bring beginnings and endings to situations and life. So just, these are precautions. Not saying these are set in stone and will happen. They're just precautions. Now, this moon in Pisces wants us to focus on more subconscious and internal matters, such as healing old fears and phobias and resentments. It's all about divine timing and reconnecting to your creative side. The key in the motto here is to rest, relax. And since Pisces does rule the lymphatic system, you need to hydrate too. This would be a good time these next few days to do a complete flushing of your system. Lots of water, juicing, things like that. I wouldn't do that more than 24 hours, and this is not medical advice. It's just when you do those, though, the fasting and the juicing, you don't want to do that and then go outside and do some gardening and start pulling weeds because you're not consuming enough calories to burn that. You're going to have issues. So a day of lots of fluids, lots of water, lots of liquids, and relaxing is good. Resets. It's kind of like resetting the body in some ways. Reconnecting with water will be a good idea in the form of salt baths. I say this a lot, but especially this Pisces energy. The Virgo and the Pisces energy is very puritanical. Virgo's a Puritan, puritanical, think the nun. And then Pisces is very puritanical as well, think religion, priest, things like that. But in the spiritual, it's deep spirituality. Um, it's a good idea to take those salt bath showers and even long naps. Now, I said this to my Patreons the other day. I'm not a big napper. I'm not someone that can take a nap at 2 in the afternoon and wake up at 4 and go, all right. I just, but I do these little, I take cat naps. So like sometimes when there's just too much chaos, I'll go in my room, close the blinds and just sit there. Even if I don't sleep, I close my eyes for 30 minutes and I just kind of zone out. And that really kind of helps me. But like I said, not everybody is a napper. Okay. The world is ugly, so use Pisces escapism energy to tap into your own metaphysical and spiritual world of balance and harmony. You're really going to have to set the fortress for yourself because um, the news is shit. Let's just face it. Let's face it. News is shit. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, with the light off, it's better. Okay, good. Good, good, good. So the other day, I always pull cards for my Patreons for the new and full moon. And I always share, I can't share the tarot part of it, but I can share the oracle part of it. And so, and I am going to pull a card or two for today. So, Leslie, after I do this, if you want me to pull a card for this new moon's energy and then the week ahead, let me know. But the card I pulled the other day, wow, that just like spit out. Okay. So I have one card I already pulled from the other day, and I was shuffling to pull a card for today's energy and combine them, and this card spit out. So first, let's go with what I pulled for my Patreons. Ignore my green nails. I don't have much green, so I had to paint my nails green so I didn't get pinched. Anyway, it was in reverse in Patreon. Okay, and this is the balance, blossoming abundance in reverse, and it's a number 3 card. And so this is about, lack of funds. Remember, this is for the world at large. This isn't for an individual sign or an individual person. So unfortunately, our government has created an entire world collapse in finances and government. And now that could be by design, I'm sure. They're the only ones making any money. Technically, the blossoming abundance card is about increasing your wealth and your value. But when this card is reversed, it reveals the potential of a decrease in money. And this is perfect. We're seeing that not just here in the United States, but all over the place. Where am I? We're seeing the potential decrease in money with the coin falling from the garden, if you can see that. I'll turn it upright so you can get a better visual. Remember, it's reverse. It just seems to do better if I hold it up away from the glare of the window. So anyway, this is about finances and issues, and cash is slipping through our fingers like water because gas is insane. Costco's the best place for gas. I paid $3.75 yesterday at Costco. So if you're a Costco member, get your gas there. Um, the other day I paid $3.60 and the guy said, "Get out there, girl. Get out there, lady, and start filling up. I gotta go change the price." And it was going up another nickel. So and now it's at 4.01. Now I know California, don't get nervous doing your taxes. I'm doing mine too, and I'm doing them tomorrow. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Unless you owe money, I mean, on your taxes. Um, like I said, read the fine print on everything, even though I have to do them tomorrow. I'm getting mine done free because I'm over 55 now. So I get to do mine for free. Anyway, let's just finish this. So money's going to be slipping through all of our fingers because of the finances. And Leslie, I think this is more on of the global economy, not a personal thing. This is for the world at large. This isn't yours, okay? I'm going to get to yours in a minute. I just want to finish this out. We need to be very conscious and responsible about where money issues are concerned. Take action to plant new seeds and nurture your financial garden with patience and clarity. This cycle will end and you will, in time, enjoy the fruits of your labor. So hang in there. This is more of the world at large, especially here in the States, because groceries are freaking insane. Gas is insane. There are people who have no health insurance because they can't afford it. It's just a real freaking shit show here. Now, as I was shuffling to this was for my from my Patreons, and it still stands in place. However, I had drawn this in reverse and this spit out, and so we're going to talk about this card next. This is Jesus. That's not it. Appreciation. There you go. This is card number 15. So I was asking Spirit, even though I had pulled a card the other day, can we elaborate a little more for YouTube? And so we got appreciation, and this is actually better. And remember, I pulled the other card when the moon was still waning, and the moon is still waning, but you can see that the new moon energy is giving us a small measure of hope again. Okay. When we draw this card. So this card is appreciation, and it is about choosing gratitude. It's upright. It's upright. Let me hold it over there. It's a really pretty card. And this is all about, this card shows a woman holding a single rose. She enjoys the scent and beauty of that single bloom and blossom. Yet around and behind her are bramble bushes. She could be focusing on these, worried that she might get caught up in those prickly branches of difficulty. Instead, she's pausing to experience the blessing of this single flower. The sun is breaking through the clouds, shining on her choice and on the tiny buds waiting to open up. So this card is in reality, hey Christopher, my brother from another mother, how you doing, stranger? This card is really all about where am I? It's about congratulating yourself for every moment that you choose appreciation and gratitude. This decision shifts your consciousness from lack to value, and it's guaranteed to bring more worth and riches of life to you. So yeah, times are tough, and I get that from each and every one of us, but um, this is about appreciating the little things you have, not wanting more and more and more. Even for myself, I realize that I'm much better off than a lot of people. I do not have to, I don't have a mortgage. I'm blessed. I don't have to worry about rent. I just have to worry about taxes and keeping the lights on and food on the table. But rent is insane for people. There has to be a financial collapse because the price gouging is just freaking insane. Insane. Where did you find your place, Christopher? Oh, you're welcome, Leslie. It's my pleasure. I'm gonna pull yours next. I'm pulling it right now. Oman. Oh my. Is that the Middle East, Christopher? Where is Oman? Africa? It's either the Middle East or Africa. Middle East? I don't know if the Middle East is a safe place right now. Not that the United States is. We're kind of sitting ducks at the moment. All right, Leslie. What messages do Spirit have for Leslie for this new moon energy in the first couple of days? All right, this is called attachment. Leslie, have you drawn this card before? Why do I feel like I've drawn this for you before? I could be mistaken. Water's important, Christopher. Attachment. So this is, why is it I feel like I've pulled this for you before? Question mark. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let me go in and look. I said, I haven't memorized these all that well. That's why I come on here and do them. So it's like practice. This is a perceived need and the choice to let go. So this is a letting go card and it is upright. You can look closely at the card. So when you draw this card upright, this card reveals that your passage forward is being stopped by some sort of an attachment. It could be a contract, a business deal. This might have to do, I think we talked about you're selling your mom's house. Did I remember that correctly? Or dealing with something with your mom's home could pertain to that. But it is about attachments or old patterns or people from your past. The chain at your wrist is bolted to fear of the past or even desperation about the future. Not desperate. It does say desperation about the future. I wouldn't have worded it that way. Not a desperation. It's about an uneasiness moving into the future. I wouldn't call it desperation. Although you may wear the mask of pretense or even contentment, you simply can't seem to go forward. This is where this new moon comes in very good. Make sure you take a salt shower. Little salt, little rosemary, little lavender if you have it. Get in there and salt bath. Put it in a little spongy net if you have one. That replenishes and washes away. It'll help you to progress forward. The stuff that's keeping you stuck could be physical, emotional, or even old relationships. You are living in fear, addicted to old unhealthy habits, or so desperate about the future that you can't be happy now. I would see that's that word again, desperate. I don't really like the words. They're talking, someone's sneezing. Of course, he's sitting on all my winter stuff is going in the tub and he's decided to plots on it. So yes, desperation is not the word I'd look for here. It's maybe a reluctance or a fear of the future. But the future is bright, okay? The future ahead is going to look good. Now, I think we talked, you are a Gemini. So this new moon's hitting your 10th house of career, public standing. It also deals with parental issues. But something new is coming. It's much better, okay? A more positive outlook is coming. Let me see what else it says here. This card is telling you that it is time to take the action you need to break out of your chains and move forward to an open, free, healthy, and automatically happy life. It may take some courage and effort to let go, but know that you are capable of doing it. Until you do the difficult energy, until you do, the difficult energy will just repeat itself, so keeping you stuck. And the affirmation, if you so desire to use this, light a candle and say, I release attachment and choose peace. I am strong, free, and able to choose what honors me. Amen. So mote it be, blessed be, whatever. You're so welcome, Leslie. Please hang in there. It's tough times for a lot of us. So, oh, there comes my big devil, big black devil, a snowbird. Next year in AZ. Oh, well, you'll be in my neck of the woods. You'll be in my neck of the woods, Leslie. So hang in there. It will get better. Remember, we're on the back end of eclipse energy. And even though the solar eclipse stays in place for like 9 months to a year, the lunar energy is dissipating as we speak. Okay. So, Christopher, would you like an oracle card, hon? Hang in there, Leslie. And once you're in Arizona, hit me up. Let me know where you're at. I could give you some advice on places to go and things to see. I am you. Yes, okay. Hold on, I'll be done in a minute. All right, let me get these shuffled really well. I'm taking a tarot class on Sundays, and I'm loving it. It's from a very different perspective. Hold on, drop some cards. It's from a very different perspective, a more pagan, witchy perspective. And I've always been taught by either my astrologer or another person who's spiritual. Oh, thank you. He's my big baby boy. He's in love with my mother. He goes into what he wants right now is to get out of my room and go into my mom's room. That's about a little early yet, but around 2:30, it's nap time with grandma. He goes in and takes a nap with my mom. All right, Christopher, here we go. What messages does this new moon have in store for you? And I do want to add to this because since you are my brother from another mother, I know where your dragon is. And this is a second birthday wish, my friend. This dragon new moon is sitting right on the universal dragon in Pisces. So if you are a Pisces sun or a dragon's head in Pisces, this is a second birthday wish. Manifest it. Okay. You know what else? Somaliland. I love frankincense. What a lovely herb and scent that is. I use it a lot. I burn it a lot. Hold on. My cards are sticking. Why? My cards. All right. Here we go. Archangel. This is the fourth chakra. This is Archangel Raphael, a brand that is high grade. Okay. So this is Archangel Raphael, and I'm going to be honest with you. 2 cards spit out for you, and where'd it go? Did I drop it? It was the card of that attachment card that Leslie received. You got that one as well. So I'm gonna. Where did it go? See, I think I'm gonna have to do a light alcohol wipe on these just to cleanse and clean. Well, I'll read it to you. You remember what the card looked like. Maybe it fell on the floor. I just had it here. Where in the hell did it? Hold on, Christopher. Hold on. Card number 5. How? I don't understand. Look, there it is. There it is. Okay. It got away from me. So you drew this one first as I was shuffling. And then once I pulled this, another one must have spit out and fell on the floor. And that was attachment, but this is in reverse. So you have 2 cards that spit out. And so we're going to talk about both of them. So first we're talking about Archangel Raphael, which is about love, compassion, and self-acceptance. You drew it upright, Christopher. So Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card upright indicates that you now have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. This could also indicate that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place, and that broken heart doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. There could be a friend that passed, a loved one that breaks your heart. It's not necessarily a romantic thing. These tender vibrations that are coming through of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself, Christopher, to be with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. Know that you do the light from your heart center will shine with any irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause you a sense of love and support will go come your way and only make you grow even more spiritually. Um, the affirmation, if you're interested, is my heart center, my 4th chakra, is open to its perfect, healthy, and joyful state. The energy of love flows through me now. I live in love. Amen. So mote it be. Blessed be. Now, you did draw the attachment too. That spit out. Like I said, it went hiding. It went MIA on me under my desk. And so I had just pulled this for Leslie, but I thought I shuffled them pretty darn good, but it spit out. So when it's in reverse, like the way I pulled it out, Christopher, when it's in reverse, this card is a wonderful indicator that the old negative patterns, relationships, and attitude, there's that word again. I think this person that wrote this just loves that word desperate, which I don't. Okay. Once again, it says this is a wonderful indicator that the old negative pattern, relationships, and desperate attitude is being released. As you continue to let go, you will be able to establish new ways of doing things and relating to others. The universe warns to congratulate you on your healthy new approach, but be sure to support the changes you're making for your ongoing choices. Some changes can be deeply encoded, and you may need to continue releasing the old habits, all while honoring the new decisions you're going through. So Archangel Raphael will be there to guide you. Yes. Isn't it's almost angelic, isn't it? And if you are really into archangels, right now is a perfect time to pay homage to Archangel Sandalphone, rules Pisces. He is the archangel of music. So a lot of us can heal ourselves with certain frequencies. I'm going to go and I have a newsletter that's posted in my Patreon called Musical Frequencies. I'm going to make that free to the general public now that we're almost 4 months away from a new dragon's energy. I'm going to start sharing some of the stuff I've shared with my Patreons as I get ready to start writing and finishing up that forecast for the new dragon shift. This is saying here It's right into this. My guardian angel is Fennel, mentioned in Book of Enoch. Okay, the Quran. Yeah, I've only read bits and pieces of the Quran. I would actually love to read the entire Quran. I've already read the entire Bible. I've read the Torah. I've read some of the Tomalot. I want to read the Quran. You're very welcome, Leslie. And I am running I have a website. It's Astro, www.astro-strega.com. I'm running a special. It's an indefinite special. And you pay the same price as my Patreons of $99.99. And you get the exact same thing, full life reading. It's going to be on for a while. I'm through tax season. So it's not like it's going to end tomorrow. Okay. You're very welcome, Leslie. I love seeing you here. It's so nice to see some of my familiar faces and friends. You're very welcome, Christopher. I haven't seen you in a while. I don't get on Facebook all that much. I've been laying low. And that's just because of the spirit of the world. I I said this to some of my Patreons, the top tier ones that had the April forecast, and I said, I'm starting to hate what I do just a little bit because I sound like that chick from Saturday Night Live, Debbie Downer. Wah, wah, wah. I mean, I have most of the news I'm sharing and forecasting the stars is not good on a global scale. So that's why I say use this energy for your personal and spiritual levels. Strengthen your inner self, your inner vibrations. Because if you don't and you just keep watching the news and feeding into all the fear, it's just going to fuck with your head. I don't know how else to say that and not be, sugarcoat it. Work on ourselves, work on our own spirituality, cleanse, clean, and just create that spiritual fortress around yourself. It's good to see you all. This guy is getting a little impatient, so I'm going to have to get going. All of you out there have a blessed new moon. The disinformation of the Iran war is awful. Yes, it is. This is why I follow people like the Midas Touch. I've been following Korean Times, which is incredible news. The Korean Times, this is South Korea, credible news, reporting the news. Yeah, what you're seeing on your mainstream media is not what's happening in the world. And luckily, I have friends in Europe that are telling me, oh, they're broadcasting a very different scenario. And I also avoid Al Jazeera. I've noticed a change in Al Jazeera lately. And I'm not sure what it is. I will see you next time. Kitty nap time. There you go. That's right, Leslie. It is. Good to see you, love. Talk to you soon. But you're right. There's been a change, Christopher, in Al Jazeera. I don't know what it is. But you just got to go follow those. Oh, look at him. He's knocked down the treats. You have to go and follow those. I have a good idea. Let's see. Al Jazeera got hit hard politically. That's interesting because I went to look and see who owns Al Jazeera. And so it's not like a Fox network or CBS or anything like that. But you're right. They did get hit hard. My mother's been following a news organization out of India called WION, WION. And they're pretty accurate. I don't know too much about them. Are you watching this big black cat try to open the box of treats? He knocked the treats down. Now he's trying. God. Anyway, I got to get out of here. But Christopher, it was really nice chatting with you. Qatar owns it, but the state argue with each other. Yeah, do you see? Just going to leave him here for your entertainment. Yeah. I think all of the Middle Eastern countries that have American bases are kind of screwed right now. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I told you we would lose all our allies. Nobody wants to be our friend anymore. We're the bullies of this country, of this world. And eventually I will get to explaining the fate of the United States. I have to go into it with kid gloves because a lot of people on this platform are getting censored. You used to think this was a safe space, but it is not. Isn't he being adorable? He is being adorable. Anyway, I have got to go. All of you, Leslie, Christopher, thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys again soon. I'm going to try and get on here a little more often. Probably next Wednesday I'll get back on here. It's not a good one. The people will need to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll get on here over the weekend and we'll do coffee talk. Coffee talk. Maybe I'll do a thing for the USA's fate because it's going to be some rough 3 or 4 or 5 years ahead. You know what? I think you can on my website. My daughter set the website up. Um, I'm going in right after this broadcast to fine tune some things, and then, but I believe you can do Apple Pay. Let me look into it real quick, and I'll get back to you. But you feel free to check out my website, and we'll take it from there. Anyway, I've got to go. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to leave my website before we go. And let's hope for a better tomorrow. That's all I can say. All right. Ciao, you guys. Bye-bye. Bye, Christopher. Bye, Leslie.